Well, that was quite the show we just watched, huh? This is your boy Deluxe Man, and this is the Casual Viewer.
So,
we are here to review WWE Survivor Series 2014. Now, before we get into the actual card, we have to talk about our feelings about the show going into it. Because, quite frankly, the hype for this show was terrible. It was bad. I'm telling you. And the fact that it was for free kind of added to that, you know? I mean, we know why it was for free, because of the desperation to get more subscribers and more eyes on the WWE Network, which at this point in time, let's be real, hasn't been doing very good in terms of getting a lot of people to invest into it. You would think that the WWE having millions and millions of viewers across the world, and this going worldwide, they would have more than just 600,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? But the question is, do you believe, I'm putting you on the spot now, do you believe this show did what it needed to do to help the network and the WWE get to a better number?
If it's for new viewers, no, they did not do a good job. If it's for people that have been following and were considering, it's like, well, I like wrestling, but I don't know if I want to pay $9 a month. This definitely was an episode of the, oh yeah, I might want to actually consider doing this. Because to me, what actually got my attention a lot more was the Uso documentary.
Oh, nice.
And the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast thing that they're going to have exclusive to the site. So not only do you get to watch the show, or the pay-per-views for $9 a month, but then you get the back catalog, but then you get the documentary stuff,
which is original content that you don't get anywhere else. It's exclusive to the network. Yeah,
that makes sense for $9. What doesn't make sense is that you constantly advertise it on the, like, if you're gonna advertise that on the television, but not on the internet, where this is the only. Okay.
You would think it would be the smart thing to try to advertise it to a platform of more millions of viewers.
Yeah.
And not the network, which has very small numbers.
Well, no, it's just that. If you don't advertise to the people you already sold it to, you advertise to the people that don't know it exists yet.
Right. So you believe, even with the debut of, let's just talk about it right now, Sting, the Stinger. Very first time we saw him in a WWE ring ever. Period. Although it is a big deal to us hardcore wrestling fans, you don't think it was that big of a deal to the newer viewers who have no idea who he is, because you don't know who he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because here's my Sting story. Yeah. He walked out, and all I could think is, oh, that's that guy that was advertised in the 2004 video game. Yeah. I guess he's one of those old school wrestlers that, like The Rock and Cena used to be big back in the day, and then he has a comeback now.
I mean, when you think about it, yeah, if you're a hardcore wrestling fan, it's a big moment, because someone like me who knows who Sting is, I loved it. But for the casual viewers who have no idea who Sting is, or never even watched a single episode of WCW, or newer fans, was it really, really a big deal?
I mean, it was a good storyline that somebody else interfered and made it so that Cena, the team Cena, won.
Yeah, and we'll get to the actual match when we do the review.
But it's just, for me, it's like, I don't know who this guy is. I thought he's obviously part of the team, but for this to be a big deal, I mean, hell, the only reason that it was even remotely interesting is because you knew, and I could ask you, hey, so who's this guy? Why is this important?
And you also have to wonder, what is he going to do? Was this just a one-time appearance, or is he going to be on Raw? And if he is on Raw, is he going to be, I don't know, GM, because you know what happened with the Authority? Is he going to be GM? Is he going to be, wrestling? What's up?
Well,
those are questions to be answered.
Well, there's a lot of ways this could go. Because since he's here and in the official video game, it suggests that WWE has bought the rights to Sting or the Sting character.
Right.
And if that's the case, the real question is he the only one that was bought from the WCW?
Oh, no, he was one of the people bought. They got Hulk Hogan, who also came from WCW. But, yeah, but he also started in WWE, so it doesn't really count. But
that's what I mean.
Yeah, you don't know this, too, because when WCW went out of business in, 2001, okay, WWE actually did buy WCW. But like I told you, with Vince McMahon not really being in good terms with some of the talents from WCW, like Sting, some of them were kind of like, nah, we don't want to go there. We don't want to go to WWE. So before,
so they've been bottom.
Right. Before all this came about, there was this mentality that Sting would never, ever, ever come to the WWE. So to see him here is a big deal to people like me.
Was it really a big demand to have him appear?
For one reason. One of the biggest matches, dream matches that people want to see in WWE right now is Sting versus The Undertaker in WrestleMania.
Yeah, about that. What happened to The Undertaker?
That's a good question. I wonder, and I'm asking you fans right now watching this, would you be interested in seeing Sting versus The Undertaker? Leave it down below in the comment section. Because the novelty of it, two of the biggest legends in wrestling colliding at WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all, sounds awesome. But also think about Taker being in his late 50s, early 50s, and Sting being in his late 50s. They're kind of old now. They're not in their primes. And I don't even know if Sting is that old. I really don't know. But they're not in their prime anymore. So would a match at this point in time really be something worth seeing? The novelty is really good. The idea of it is great. But would it be great to see for WrestleMania? Something to think about, huh?
Like I said, for new people,
this guy, yeah,
it's just there's a new guy that interrupted. At least it's a guy that I never met before. But
right.
Obviously, if everybody's reacting, he must be well known. Yay! Okay, he interfered and Cena won. So, but we'll talk about that at the actual review of the match itself.
Right. So let's go ahead and get into it. I have a nitpick that really... No, it's not a nitpick. It's a rant. On the pre-show, we have Cesaro versus Jack Swagger. And yes, we also had the return of Fandango and Bod News Barrett. I'm afraid I've got some Bod News. But quite frankly, to see Cesaro on the pre-show. Cesaro, one of the most talented wrestlers on your roster, better than 80% of the people on that roster. To see him on the pre-show, and then to see the bunny on the main show.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't need to say anything else.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
That's messed up. Cesaro fought Jack Swagger, by the way, and he lost. He tapped out to Jack Swagger. When earlier this year, he was beating Jack Swagger. Man, they treat him so badly. What did he do? Did he piss in someone's cup or something, dude? You remember Ryback, right? What happened with Ryback and him and his little run in 2013? You were like, did Ryback do something wrong?
He must have.
No, I think Cesaro did something wrong. It's craziness, man.
Well, but hey, I don't know. I mean, I will admit, but we'll get to it with that when we talk about that match. But the only problem I have is the whole idea where I don't know what happened, but I remember. Did everybody forget that we the people were supposed to be the bad guys?
Yeah.
But the second that we have someone that actually is talking crap about the USA, all of a sudden the we the people are folks that we need to stand behind. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for, I'm all patriotic in America, yes. I'm just saying that when people say things that aren't exactly American...
Be honest, do you really care about Jack Swagger?
I don't.
I don't either. I like the We the People stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now, Jack Swagger, not really.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, even though if they say stupid stuff, I'm still there. We the people.
Right. Let's get into the actual show now. We kicked things off with the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championship match here. It was Goldust and Stardust versus the Usos versus Los Matadores versus Miz and Mizdow.
You mean the Dusties, the Usos, the Clowns, and the Show-Offs?
the Dolph Zigglers?
No, I mean the...
I know what you meant, the doppelgangers. Yeah. Guys, this guy, I swear to God, while I was laughing my ass off at Mizdow just mimicking Miz all over the place, he was just like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I get it. It's just not funny to me. It's like, oh, okay, so he's gonna pretend if the Miz gets hit, Mizdow gets hit, and oh, look at that, and then all I could think is that, but why is it in this show? There's no reason why he's doing this besides, what, is he getting paid? Is the Miz paying him to do this? Because he's not literally taking the damage.
Right.
So there's no reason for this besides it being a sideshow, attraction. I will admit, however, it is interesting that everybody in the audience loves Mizdow.
Who's a bad guy, by the way.
And they actually chanted for him to fight.
We want Mizdow throughout the entire night, by the way. It wasn't just for that match.
You're right. And that I find more interesting. It's like one of those, hey, WWE, take a note.
Yeah, it's a great dynamic, too. And I like what's going on, which is why I'm happy they became tag team champions. I like to see what they do with it. You know, Miz taking the glory from Mizdow, who obviously is what the fans want to see, or want more. But, you know, I like what's going on. I see a storyline developing. You know, the Miz was kind of upset that Mizdow won the match for him. It's like, what the hell, that was my win. Whatever, we're tag team champions, who cares? You know, but let's see what happens with that. I would like to see them break up and have a match, eventually. But yeah, Miz and Mizdow are tag team champions. So far, so good. I'm behind this. Next is the 4-on-4 Divas traditional elimination tag match. It's Natalya, Emma, Naomi, and Alicia Fox versus Paige, Cameron, Summer Rae, and Layla.
Bored. The finishing move was nice.
That was the only good part of the match. And Paige taking on 4 of them by herself. But it was a complete shutout. I like Naomi's finisher. That was pretty cool. And that's someone who needs more TV time, by the way. Since apparently now Total Divas can beat Divas champions, we'll get to that in a second, why not give her a title shot? I would love to see Naomi versus Nikki Bella for the Divas Championship. Would you? Naomi's awesome. I love her. But other than that, this match was, it was whatever, man.
Well, as a guy that doesn't even know who Naomi is, that, you know, me is like, yay, I guess.
I gave it 2 stars, but I kind of want to give it 1. It was pretty bad. You want to just keep it at 2?
Mine is 2.
Okay,
but
we'll keep it at 2, just to be fair. All right, here's one of the better parts of the show: Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. Had good build-up. Match itself was pretty solid, not gonna lie. And the ending with Bray Wyatt making Dean Ambrose disqualify himself, you know, finally unhinging him and getting into his mind, and Ambrose just went to town on him. I love seeing him.
Tables, ladders, and chairs.
Yeah, he hit him with a chair, beat him down with a chair, put him through a table, and then he started piling chairs on top of him. It was pretty cool. And then he brought out a ladder, and me and Joe were thinking, is he going to jump on him from the ladder? He didn't do that. He just kind of set it up and climbed on top and just went, I beat him up! Just for the shot for the TLC match they're going to have next month. But I do wish, like, if he was to have jumped on top of him, would have been perfect.
That's why I am still on team. Why are they fighting?
Oh, because Bray Wyatt screwed him out of.
That's not what I mean. I mean, wasn't Bray Wyatt trying to screw with somebody else, and then before that he was trying to screw with John Cena, and then Dean Ambrose. Did we forget about your teammate betraying you? Like, did we just forget about that, and then all your rage is to Bray Wyatt? I mean, to the Wyatt?
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm saying that, yeah, be mad at him for taking away your thing, but you're still pissed at your ex-teammate for screwing you over, right? Mm-hmm. Did we just forget that? Because it seems like we're only concerned about that when the plot demands it.
Man, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
But I did like the ending, though.
No, I mean, that was a great ending of Overkill, because not only is like, okay, fine, I can't win the match, but I'm gonna screw you up.
Yeah.
You know, that I admit was nice.
Yeah. And Bray Wyatt gets the victory. Dean Ambrose looks strong. He doesn't necessarily lose, so.
I mean, that looked great, but I'm still on that whole, but you didn't win, though.
Yeah.
And then even though you lost, you still get another chance at fighting him again.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. Honestly, the booking of Bray Wyatt has kind of been up and down this entire year. They book him strong, then they book him weak, then they book him strong, then they book him weak. This is one of those instances.
Speaking of which, his followers.
Oh yeah, they're gone. He set them free.
I thought they were family members.
This is what I could do. I could try to explain to you, or I could ask them to explain to you in the comment section.
You know what? I don't even care. Don't even bother. Just that's all right.
Explain to the casual viewer down below.
No, I'm just saying, if it's something that can't be explained in 4 sentences, don't bother.
Yeah, it's a long story. We get Slater Gator, Titus O'Neil, and Heath Slater versus Adam Rose and the freaking Bunny.
No, it's Slater Gator. No, wait. No, it's Bunny and Adam Rose versus Slater Gator.
This match came about randomly because Adam Rose...
Because we need to sell the toys.
You talk about this match.
Well, okay, because earlier, Adam Rose and the Bunny were playing with the new WWE wrestle match plastic toy action figure wrestling arena thingy, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, you want to talk mess? Oh yeah, we're gonna fight, and then they go and the Bunny thing happened. And when that started, we're like, wait, you're serious? This is happening? Okay. Then the match starts. It ain't that great. I could care less. But then the Bunny's in the ring, and the Bunny drop kicks Gator, right?
He drop kicked Heath.
Yeah. He drop kicked him, and the Bunny won. The Bunny got picked up and carried away, and good for him. I could not stop laughing about that.
That was terrible.
I thought that was too funny.
You had to imagine people turning on wrestling for the first time watching that. What the hell am I watching?
Oh, and you think that question didn't come up with the Mizdow thing?
Probably came up with that too. Yeah,
okay.
I'm not gonna lie, but this one would have made them go, really, this is what wrestling's been reduced to, a guy in a bunny suit. And then we got the Roman Reigns interview / update. Your thoughts on Roman Reigns and this whole little thing going on?
Okay. In truth, I think Roman Reigns is okay. The whole thing about him being actually injured for real as the reason why he's not around, that is also cool. The whole idea that they're having a video conference interview with him, even though he's being injured, to let the fans know that, he's okay, he's going to come back, that's fine. Now, off topic, why don't they do that with everybody else?
Because
they can't
because Roman Reigns is the next golden child under John Cena.
No, that's fantastic, but they could be doing that. They could be doing that in almost every episode.
No, Joe, because they're not special like Roman Reigns.
But if they did that with some of the other people on the roster, it would keep them in the fans' minds
and make them feel important. Isn't that a great concept?
Fuck you. Okay.
I know what you're trying to say.
I know. I'm just saying that it's the idea. It's like, if I'm saying this and you're telling me that, then apparently I'm not the only one that said this.
You're not the only person that thinks this either.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Fuck, okay.
So, Roman Reigns yourself.
Okay, yeah. Roman Reigns himself, that was a great idea to keep him in mind, because I'm like, what the hell happened to him? And then it's like he's injured, but I always have a problem with the whole mixing real life and the storyline, because, yeah, I get it. If he's injured in real life, he can't obviously do anything in the ring. So you might as well make it so his character is injured. And he does the video conference thing. But I'm like, okay, if he's injured, what happened? All I get is, okay, he's injured. And then he spouts off all this, he's talking shit. And that's about it. oh, watch out, I'm gonna wind up my punch, and I'm gonna do
yeah, I'm gonna wind up this, I'm gonna cut this fist, and make it rain. Get it? My last name is Rain?
Thank you, Twitter.
Oh my god. This is what I'm gonna say. I like Roman Reigns too. Sorry, you finished?
No, I was just gonna be like, just come on.
I like Roman Reigns too, but he needs some work when he comes back. The crowd's even kind of getting sour on him now, because he had to ask him twice. You know what I'm gonna do? I said you know what I'm gonna do.
No one cares.
Nobody cares. Gosh, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Divas Championship.
Win by makeout.
What he said. AJ Lee versus Nikki Bella. You know what? Rumors were going around that AJ Lee was leaving the company following this match. Based off of how she lost, I believe it now.
Okay.
Because you don't come back from that. I would be... Well, if she does come back on Raw tomorrow night and says something about it, I wonder what she's going to say. How do you come back from that?
Oh, you can come back from it, but the real question is, do you want to come back?
I mean, you remember Daniel Bryan's 18-second loss, right? Mm-hmm. Daniel Bryan kissed AJ, and then he lost in 18 seconds. This is practically what happened to her. But Brie kissed her. Mm-hmm. That's going to get a lot of comments down below right there. Oh my god, two girls kiss, lesbian action! HLA, HLA. Hot lesbian action, that's what it stands for. It was a WWE thing in 2003. Long story, getting back to this.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was a thing?
That was a thing. It was a legit thing.
Moving on.
Nikki Bella won. She's the new Divas champion. Hey, the rumors about no people on Total Divas being Divas champion? False. Has to be, because she's Total Diva girl and she won the Divas championship.
Well, I will admit that I'm glad that I am glad that they finally are getting the reality show people fighting in the thing. It makes a lot more sense. But it's still a 1.
Oh, it was a terrible match. It wasn't even a match. Yeah.
It's not a match. It just happened.
And what a bad way for AJ to lose her championship. For her to go out if this is her last night.
I doubt it is.
I doubt it too.
Even if it is.
Why would they do that to her, though?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me see. Let's see. Her husband quit.
Oh, yeah.
And then if there's even a rumor of, oh, she doesn't want to be here, they'd be like, you know what? Just to prove that we don't give a damn, we're just going to give you the worst send-off as possible. Because it's not like that one, like last year where we saw it was with The Undertaker and that other guy.
I don't remember that with Undertaker last year.
No, it wasn't last year, maybe, but it was probably
Shawn Michaels?
Maybe.
Okay.
Because I know he came back as a referee that one time.
Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about like when Shawn Michaels and Undertaker did it, there was just this big, that was a awesome send-off.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, 2 titans of industry are battling it out, and the last one standing keeps their job and the other one retires. And I was like, hey,
Shawn Michaels.
If you're going to retire, that's the way to do it.
Not like this. Yeah. But, that was the low part of the show. What we get to next is the main event. And I'm not going to lie, like we talked about, Team Authority versus Team Cena. It's Seth Rollins, Kane, Corporate Kane, Mark Henry, Rusev, and Luke Harper versus John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, Erick Rowan, Big Show, and Ryback. Going into this match, I was like, who gives a crap? Who cares what happens? We start off the match, Mark Henry talking this mess. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to kick your ass. And I'm going to kick your ass. Turns around Triple H. Go ahead, get him. You ready? You ready? Big Show. Bob.
Punches him once. Knockout.
And he was gone. That was hilarious. But for the most part, we got some pretty nice surprises.
Well, okay. So, here's how I followed it.
Yeah.
That happened. Then, at some point, Ryback gets eliminated. And then, after that, that's when the match started slowing down for me. Because it was like, okay, this is a big deal, but what now? Then, out of nowhere, the Big Show betrays everybody.
For the 10,000th time, the Big Show turned heel. He became a bad guy.
He turned heel and...
Who did he help eliminate, by the way?
John Cena.
Right.
And then he went over to Triple H, shook his hand, which I'm assuming is so that he could keep his job.
Yeah.
Then he walks off confident, and then after that, I'm like, the hell was that?
Yeah. And Rusev got eliminated too by jumping on top of a table and getting counted out. So there you go.
But that was dumb.
Yeah. Go ahead, continue.
Well, that was dumb to me. And then I will say the show off. No, not. I mean, he did such a great job that
Dolph Ziggler was the highlight of this match.
I mean, he was the highlight because.
And by the way, who called it? Who called Soul Survivor? Give it to me. Thank you very much.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
So this is a thing.
Yes, I actually called him actually being the sole survivor of his team in my preview. Right? Let him know.
Okay.
Continue.
Anyway, but he did such a great job on being on his own and having to take out everybody else.
Right.
And then, like we talked about earlier.
Before we get to Sting, though, Erick Rowan. How you feel about him? Guy with the sheep mask. He's growing on me, because at first I'm thinking this is a random addition to the team. But now I'm like, there's stuff about him I like. I like the aggressive powerhouse attitude that he has.
Okay,
yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
They only have him here so that everybody has their doppelganger in the team.
Oh, okay.
You know,
he's the opposite of Luke Harper. I got it.
I mean, he's the opposite of Luke Harper. Big Show and Henry.
The opposite of Kane, or Henry, yeah.
And then, so...
I got it.
That wasn't that great. Because those two individually without Bray Wyatt, I'm like, who are y'all?
Yeah.
Y'all don't talk. Y'all don't do anything. You're his henchmen.
Right.
And now I'm supposed to believe you guys have personalities outside of the swamp. I mean, it's just, I don't...
But getting back to what you were talking about, the ending with Dolph Ziggler taking out, I think it was Luke Harper, and then I think it was it Kane and Seth Rollins, I believe?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Took them all out. By himself. Because everybody's like, oh my god, John Cena's gotten eliminated. And I'm thinking, he's going to do the whole, Soul Survivor thing. And I tell you this, man, this whole never give up persona that John Cena has, I think Ziggler should have it. He does it a lot better than Cena. He does.
Well, they gave him a lot more storyline.
Right.
Build up to have a never
give up attitude. Yeah. And so when it came down to Ziggler and Seth Rollins, these two tore it up. That was awesome. That was the best part of the entire night, honestly.
Except for...
the interference by Triple H, which then brought out who? Sting. And he hit him with the Scorpion Death Drop. The pace popped big time. People were calling for Randy Orton, actually, RKO, who got put out by the Authority as well. He will show up tomorrow. I promise you that. But, yeah, he helped lead Team Cena to victory because he hit the Scorpion Death Drop on Triple H, and he pulled Ziggler over Seth Rollins, and Team Authority is no longer in power.
So that means that tomorrow night they'll show up, but won't be in charge.
Yeah.
For some reason.
I hope they still show up. I would be sad if they just got cut off of TV completely because, no offense, they're dicks, but I like Stephanie and Triple H as the evil bosses.
They're good at being.
Right, and who are we going to get to replace him? Sting? Think about that.
Can they do that?
I don't even know if he's allowed to. Can he be around to travel? Because that means he's going to have to travel across the country and stuff like that. We'll have to see, I guess. Someone has to be in charge. There's nobody in charge right now. Vince McMahon, is he going to travel more often? We'll have to see how that works. But overall, action, storytelling, chemistry, presentation, and personal enjoyment. What do you think, man? Out of 5 stars.
Oh, that's hard because the majority of these matches weren't even that great.
Right.
The only good one is the only good one, and I'm serious. The only good one was the main event. But it's hard to be like, oh, let me give it some stars because it was free. So who cares?
Right.
Since it's free, there's no reason to rate it. But if gun to my head, I give it a 3. Only because on average of adding everything in there, the main event's the only reason it's, on 3.
I mean, we look through what we got here. 1 4-star. I think we got 2 3-stars. And the rest were 1s and 2s and 2s.
Yeah.
Can't give it any higher than a 3, I suppose.
That's what I'm saying, on average.
And I have to think about this too. If Sting didn't show up, what would it be? Probably be a 2, most likely.
the real question is, if it wasn't Sting to interfere in the match, who would you prefer to interfere?
Randy Orton.
Yeah.
That would have worked.
Hey, I would have wanted to see The Undertaker, but apparently...
that would have been awesome, too.
But apparently he's contracted to only show up once a year.
Yeah, because he's...
old.
Getting too old to show up too much, so yeah. But anyways, 3 stars it is.
Yep.
They pulled out a solid pay-per-view. I can't believe it. They managed to do it.
Yeah, at the skin of their teeth.
At the skin of their teeth.
For something that's free, and you should pull out all the stops.
Right, and again, was this the show that they need to have to really, really, truly carry this network to more subscribers? You know. But final thoughts about the show before we close off? I mean...
I got nothing.
Do you think you'll be interested in the next TLC? I mean... Do you foresee the network growing? That's the question I want you to ask.
I don't know. Yeah. If you want to know the truth, I'm not really that excited for tables, ladders, and chairs.
Okay.
Because the only build-up I have for it is the Bray Wyatt,
Dean Ambrose TLC.
The only build-up is the Dean Ambrose thing. Everything else is like, okay, let's see. Either because John Cena got betrayed by Big Joe, he might put Triple H and his wife back into power just to get revenge on him. Then most likely there's going to be a whole, I can't believe you betrayed us, Dick. Hey, I was looking out for myself, says the Big Show.
And then we get Cena versus Big Show. Great! That's exactly what we need to see. Sarcasm.
Oh!
Yeah.
Is that what that was?
I hope that's what that was. It really was. I don't really want to see that. But, yeah, so to you, did this show... You don't have a network right now, obviously. Did this show make you want to buy it?
No, it does not.
Is that your final answer?
The only reason I would even care is because there's those documentaries that they have. Like with the Usos. I actually want to know about their upbringing, about how they get it around here.
Right. Well, guys, there's your answer from the casual viewer. So, with that said, we'll go ahead and close it out right there. Thoughts down below. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook. Like me on Facebook. Subscribe. Everything down below in the description box. And you will see him at TLC, hopefully. Right?
That's the plan.
Alright. This is your boy, the X-Man, and the casual viewer signing off. Peace.